Ladies and gentlemen, boys and boys and girls, welcome back to what is another edition here of the Brilliantly Dumb Show. The boys are back, as always, better than ever. Where else? It's we got a headset pod here from Mikey CV. We got a headset pod coming from Mikey V, and we're waiting here for the D Man. As there he is, as the D Man comes in, fresh off a Panera ad, which is really big. He reviewed the Triple Dipper Ripper Skipper. Tell them about it, D. Free ads.
Yes, and the spicy chicken dipper hits different. Comes with its own perfectly portioned amount of soup that you can just dink and dunk and dive into.
Dink and dunk.
Panera for the win. Mikey, what's with the new headphones?
Oh, Joe, I'm on the road, so I just grabbed what I could grab. So you can, shake your head, do whatever the fuck it is you want to do.
What the hell is with the hostility
that you always love to give? Every
this guy
you got a little fucking snide look behind it. So
you get this man a coffee,
Joe.
man.
Go ahead, full bore. Go ahead.
Get this man a coffee. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
Just got it, by the way.
Well, yeah, you need to start drinking because you're a little on edge.
I'm not.
I just asked. I asked a question.
You're very predictable. You're like the weather. You're like the weather.
Some would say that's a good thing.
In the bag to try and have for the pod, and you're just it's just.
I asked a question.
Scenario.
Bob made a comment. I didn't hear any snide remarks to Bob.
Did Bob? Well, he said I had the headset. He wasn't asking about the headset necessarily.
I mean, Bob, I asked a question.
I mean, Bob tries to be covert about his ball breaking too.
Mikey's out for blood with everyone today.
What are we doing here?
It's an Ohio State kind of day, Bob.
Yeah.
Are they playing Northwestern today?
Yeah,
Northwestern.
All right, you got nothing to worry about. By the way, it's weird that we're saying that because we're filming on a Monday, so.
These actually aren't even working. So
yeah,
I mean, they look like something out of the '60s.
Well, this is the only.
They look like he's the radio. Hey, Bob, you remember radio? Cuba Gooding Jr.'s sequel, radio.
If anybody belongs in radio, Joe, it's you, not me. Trust me on that one, pal.
I don't have the headset. You're equipped with all the fucking devices, Michael.
All right,
this guy chose violence this morning, man.
I chose violence. You can only prod me so much, Bob. What am I supposed to do?
I think it's great for the program.
Yeah,
Bob's like the circus animal fucking conductor. He just
every week, Joe.
It's every week. Zookeeper. Yeah,
but I didn't start anything up there. It just happened.
This will work.
Oh, those are good.
Those are good.
Those look great. Yeah, what's wrong with those? Those are good.
I got a new headset, not for nothing. I decided I don't, rather than take the time to unwrinkle the wiring on the last one, just get a new headset.
Yours looks good too, Bob.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's like 25.
I don't know how you held on to that other one for it seems like an entirely too long amount of time.
Not everybody's getting that Panera.
Oh, don't even give me that.
Put him up in the sky.
Yeah, there, this guy gets more than one.
This is
I
better.
can hear you. You sound
okay. Good. This is better for me. Okay, good.
That looks like a good choice, Michael. That's a good one.
Yeah, this is good. As long as you guys can hear me, it's good.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Would you say that Joe manifested that Panera bag?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you could only knock on somebody's door so many times. It's like one of those trick-or-treaters that, they keep knocking on the same door on the block so many times, they're going to answer the door. I give them all the credit in the world. It kind of feels like what we did with Wendy, to be honest.
We did
manifest Wendy. Hey, Mikey, you're not going to like this. Honestly, it's coming in so much better without. I would just go through the laptop.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Whenever I put the AirPods in, it never comes out well. I don't know why.
I think it's the wire into the laptop is what does the best job. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got Christmas Starbucks cups now, Bob, already?
Yeah, we're in that zone.
Everybody's I don't know if it's me, but everybody I think this year is so much more prepared for Christmas than in years past. It's what is this? Oh,
the mini mic. The mini mic.
This guy came with a bag of tricks.
How many mics did you, Mikey? Let me hear.
How's this now?
That's good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mini mic.
I tried all, Bob. Listen, you can never say, listen, when it's all said and done, you could never say that I didn't lay it all on the line for the pod.
No, and I never
Beardown
would.
is a passionate individual. He comes prepared. I will give him that.
Oh, the passion.
Can we
Listen,
talk about
yeah, go ahead, Bob.
one of probably my favorite clips I think I've seen in a recent time? That Mike Tyson clip last night was one of the
What,
greatest.
Was that had to
with
be
the ass hanging out?
staged? Yeah, that had to be staged.
I don't know, Joe. I think he's such a nut that like he came onto the stage in a thong when he kissed that guy and said, "I love you," and then turns around.
Dude, I don't think that was staged. I really don't.
I don't either.
This guy is from a different, like, he's from a different time, man. Like, this guy back in the 80s and the 90s, like, this guy would like legitimately tell people, first of all, he's like has this new outlook on life. Did you see the interview he did with like that 14-year-old girl where he said nothing matters? We're all dust.
About the legacy.
Die. Yeah. He basically, the girl was like, oh, tell us about what your legacy means. And he goes, legacy? Like, there is no legacy. I'm dust just like you. We're all going to die. And the girl's like 15 years old. And she's totally taken back. It was insane. It was a great interview.
He keeps going.
I gotta see that.
Bob, he keeps going. And the girl's like,
the
girl doesn't know what to say. And at the end, she's like, well, I've never heard that take before. He's like, yeah, we're done. We're dust. I'm going to be buried. No one's going to talk about me. When you're dead, no one talks about you. You're dead,
like
you're gone.
It sounds a lot like Jet.
You're talking about a guy who owned a pet tiger, would wrestle his pet tiger. You're talking about a guy who offered a zookeeper $10,000 to wrestle a gorilla in a gorilla encampment.
That's tough.
You're talking about a guy who was going to originally, that tribal tattoo on his face, originally when he went to his tattoo artist, he originally wanted to get hearts tattooed all over his face and be known as the Man of Hearts. And the
really? I did not know that.
Yeah, and the tattoo artist talked him into the tribal. Could you imagine having to be talked into getting that tribal tattoo because your first idea was worse than that? Bro, that's the kind of guy you're dealing with Tyson, man. He's a different type of cat.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just want to take a quick break to let you know that the Brilliant Dumb Show is brought to you by the fine folks over at SeatGeek. NFL season's here. NHL has just arrived. If you want to go to any live event, make sure you do it the right way. Download the SeatGeek app today. Use code BDShow10 for 10% off tickets on SeatGeek. That's new or returning customers. Use code BDShow10 for 10% off tickets on SeatGeek. Download that SeatGeek app today. You cannot go wrong. They've been a longtime sponsor of us, dear friends of us, dear friends of the program. SeatGeek forever. Enjoy your live event today.
But that being said, I mean, we got to address what happened with Netflix. I mean,
Netflix, bad.
They were not prepared, man.
No, they weren't. They apparently the amount of people that were watching that. Now, I heard this is from Jake Paul's team, so who knows if that is actually true, that it broke a Super Bowl for what people were watching for the Super Bowl. Not sure if that is the case, but there's no doubt about it. There had to be a ton of people watching that.
100 million. I don't know. I mean, they have 238 million subscribers worldwide. So you got to think like Netflix has never put on an event where it's like everyone is going to watch it at the same time. They release like hyped up series and documentaries, but like people will watch that at their leisure once it drops. This was one of those things that built up for so long. They've never had an event where it like polarized the entire viewership to watch it at the exact same time. And they couldn't handle it. Like,
it was absolutely, and you know, obviously the fight ended up being just a total clunker. I mean, it was terrible.
That's what you knew was coming.
Yeah, but you still like, you know, I guess it was smart of Jake Paul in the sense of you still had to tune in just to see. You had to take a look. But you
I think because it was Mike Tyson, I think that's the one reason why people were like, well, maybe it'll be different because maybe he won't. But at the end of the day, the guy made $20 million for a fight where he barely got tagged. And, you know, he's going to go back home now. He's not in the prime of his life anymore. 20 million, man. That's a lot of money. Jake Paul made 40 million. They probably signed some deal saying that he wouldn't knock him out. It would go the distance, and everybody walks away a winner.
At the end of the day, Tyson's 60 years old, man, or 59 years old.
I know.
That's what it boils down to. And, you know, Paul, listen, I'm going to say this. You guys know my take on Jake Paul.
No.
Jake Paul was an easy cash last night. He was an easy cash.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He just was. Like,
for sure.
the fact that he was only going off at minus 200, but then it started creeping up. It was minus 235. Now we're
I
talking.
saw minus 290.
I saw,
Yeah,
I saw the 260.
First of all, certain states wouldn't book the action. New York, you couldn't get it
Yes.
because people started like bombing him, like $500,000 bets, $1 million.
Oh my
bets,
God.
and that just pushed the line up to almost you had to lay triple your money. But I mean, good investment if you invested in Jake Paul. But yeah, it's a circus act.
You
The whole
know
thing
what was pretty cool though when they showed they showed Jake Paul coming into the state. Like I love even the UFC fights. I love watching the fighters walk in to the arena. They showed Jake Paul, which was fine. When they showed Tyson coming in and the place fucking erupted, that was pretty cool. He's got that badass jacket. You mentioned Tyson with the Tigers. Let me tell you something. You give the D-man that type of money, dude. I'm not saying I'm not saying you're gonna see tigers, but you're gonna see some shit
something
that
outlandish. Yeah, something outlandish.
for
So
sure, dude.
if you were to make if you became like an uber successful celebrity, I'm talking
What-
like A-list celebrity.
He could claim that he is.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
that's why I was
Bob.
very delicate with the words I chose, Bob. That's why I was very delicate with that.
That's not mincemeat here, Bob, please.
Yeah, let's not.
What's the question?
If you were of that status, if you were of Tyson status, like what exotic animal would you have in your captivity?
I'd get you know what I'd probably get? I'd probably get one of those what are those birds with all the feathers that
The
look
peacock?
really, yeah, I'd get one of those giant
you
peacocks.
would.
Good-
Yeah,
good
you
answer.
would.
Yeah.
you
Those
would.
things are unbelievable, man. Those I'd
Beautiful
have like
animal.
I'd have like
Great
a little
bird.
sanctuary in the
It's a good
back. where
bird.
it
It's a really good
Great bird.
bird.
Top-notch bird.
I think you'd see like of all the great things, I think you'd see like the dumbest coffee machine you've ever seen in your life.
I just
where,
bought
like,
a brand new coffee machine.
That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
You know
Bob,
what
you
I'm
gotta
saying?
see this thing. This thing, it makes you macchiatos, lattes. Like you can select the portion control and the milk.
I'd
I
like
went
to see
off.
the machine. I'd like to see the machine.
You want to see it?
I
Mike, you
want to
wanna
see the
it?
machine.
By the way,
I'd
look
like-
at
I
this.
saw it on
I'm
an
drinking a
Instagram
drink.
story. I'd like a little deeper.
I'd
Oh,
like to.
look at
I'd
this.
like to see the machine.
Barista Joe,
He didn't even
Look
let
at
that Panera
this.
check clear.
Look at this thing.
Joey
I don't know.
Jobbins.
I need to turn on the light so you can see. Hold on. All right, here we go. Look at this. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this thing
put
on.
him on that spotlight.
Dude, I
Look at the Jura 400, baby. This thing. Look at this. Oh my
That thing
God.
is bigger than his stove. Look at that.
Oh, bro, it's fucking amazing, man. This thing is unbelievable. You could select. See, I gotta fill the water tank. This is comes. I mean, it's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing. I said to the lady, I'm like, I had the Nespresso for years. I wanted a nice machine that I
You
wake
like
up.
the Nespresso? Because I have the Nespresso. I have one of the Virtuo Next. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great.
I'm in the market.
Can I be honest, Mikey? The Nespresso's good. I'm not going to be like a coffee snob or anything. The Nespresso served me well for years.
Mhm.
This thing that I got now, Mikey, it's next level, dude. It's like you're going in and buying like a cappuccino or a latte or a macchiato or like a shot of espresso from like a nice coffee shop. Like it's next level. It's so
John,
much better than the Nespresso.
Not to put you on the spot, because I'm in the market in all seriousness. I could get into something. What does something like that run you?
It depends on the model. So
No, I'm
My-
serious, Mike. I really want to know because I would like I am
Okay,
not.
I'll be honest.
Swear to God, I'm not busting
Conversation.
balls. I am.
I
in the
did not.
market.
I did not buy the most expensive. There's ones that go up to $5,000.
Oh
which is,
my!
It's
God.
I didn't spend that much. I spent about $1,800 is what I spent
Wow.
after tax and tip, or
Dang,
not tip
dog.
tax
That's a
after
bad
taxes.
That's a
It
bad-
is, but you know what? Here's my thought, Mikey, is that it's gonna
After
last.
taxes, He said after taxes.
It's gonna last me for probably at least 10 years. So if you think about it, it's $180 a year. If it lasts me 10 years, how much are you spending on a coffee? If you go into a Starbucks, you're spending $5, $6, $7 a coffee for one.
No,
So
yeah. If you're one of those people who are like, and I am one of them, but I usually see I don't use my machine during the week when I go to work. I always stop at Dunkin' on my way to work. But if you're somebody who is like a Starbucks person and you're going to Starbucks every morning and spending $7 on a cup of coffee, like if you add that up, I mean, if you do
It
that,
adds.
say conservatively 5 days a week, right?
35, let's say $5
That's
a coffee.
$140 in coffee a month. I mean,
Michael, let's
lot of
say it's $5 a coffee, right? Which is less than what it is. In 5 days of a work week, you're $25. That's $100 a month. That's $1,200 you're
Yeah.
spending in 1 year,
Right.
and mine's going to last me at least 5 to 10. So if you look over it, it's a big investment. But like for me, and you know, Mikey, as an Italian, like growing up, like we had good coffee in our homes. My parents have an espresso machine upstairs and downstairs, and it just hits different. It's just worth it.
Espresso machine upstairs and down.
Ridiculous.
I can't co-sign that. I didn't have
That is one of the
but that's
do
that's
they
very nice.
really?
Yeah.
So
we
my
have a
parents had-
one machine upstairs
you didn't have
and we
the
have one
old-
downstairs.
You didn't have the old like espresso pot. Remember that silver? It looks like
Yes, we had that.
hourglass
We had that
Yeah.
ages ago when we were growing up. But like
that's when you say espresso to me, and I think like as a kid, that's what I remember. Is
you had to screw it in.
Yes,
Now-
that's what I remember.
That's the OG shit
what
that
a
we
pain
had.
in the ass that is to use. What a
Good.
pain in the ass.
Good.
Yeah, speaking of coffee and bad breath, Joe, by the way, I opened my travel bag this morning in Chicago, and you owe me a tube of toothpaste. You never returned my toothpaste.
Wow,
Vegas.
that's
I
terrible.
lent you a tube of toothpaste.
I forgot to give it to him.
I
I'll
was
give
in
you a
panic mode. I was in panic mode this morning, Joe.
I know it was. Yeah, I'll put my hand up. I forgot. It was.
All right.
It
Hands
wasn't
up.
like It
Hands
wasn't a malicious. it
No, I
wasn't-
know.
By the way, I still have it, Mikey. I can
Great
bring it to you.
toothpaste.
It's a good toothpaste.
What is it?
It's a
I
crest
don't
like
know.
gum.
It's
It's like
like-
a gum health for your gums.
By the way, speaking
very
of
nice.
gums, I got issues with the
Oh, yeah.
dentist, dude.
Oh,
I
this
got.
guy-
If I knew how much I have to spend on the dentist, that coffee machine would have been returned beforehand. I went
Really?
into the dentist. I got like a gum disease. It's hereditary. I guess everybody's got like bacteria in your gums and that stuff, but some people are more prone to like it becoming like an issue. I guess my uncle and a couple people in my family have it. So what happens is the bone density in my mouth, it's starting to recede, and which they told me in 10, 15 years, if I didn't do this procedure, I could start losing all my teeth. Which I don't want to go down that road. That's not a road I want to go. So what they got to do now is I got to get multiple surgeries. They got to cut open my gums. They got to remove all this excess buildup or whatever is in there. And then they got to extract my front 4 teeth. They got to remove them, Mikey. And they got to give me implants with
Are they
crowns.
putting you to sleep for that?
No, they asked if I wanted to, but I said no drugs.
Why not?
Because
No,
it makes
we-
you all loopy and shit. Apparently they numb you. You don't feel anything. So it's not going to be an issue. But
Joe,
Mikey,
I
I got to pay for essentially a vehicle inside of my mouth. It's a fucking problem. It's
to
awful.
be honest, too, a nice vehicle.
Yeah. That's
But
not.
you're gonna no,
Thanks,
I mean that's a
Bob.
lot. No, it's a lot of fun. But you're gonna be happy that you did it. I'm shocked to not. I think it's the most Joe thing of all time. To not opt to be put to sleep is just to
Well,
me.
They said that it's not like a normal morphine. It's an edible thing that they give you it's not the normal morphine.
They're
So
gonna
it
put you in
wouldn't
the
even be.
clouds. They're gonna put you in the clouds.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I don't want to wake up all loopy and not know what's going on and then have fucking missing teeth. Like I might panic. I might freak out.
What's the recovery time for that look like? Are we gonna miss a couple pods because of this surgery?
Never.
No, I got to be in the Dominican
Bob,
Republic
I have to
five.
ask a question.
I got to be in the Dominican Republic 5 days after the surgery.
Yeah, all right. So you'll be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, perfect time to let you know that we're all looking for more energy in our day. But who isn't? Whether you have that big coffee sheet machine or not, sometimes drinking coffee all day and night was really messing with my body. It could mess with your body. But after drinking AG1, I suddenly realized I had all this energy. It needed less coffee to power through the day. It's subtle, but I feel calm and ready to take on life. 97% of people in a research study felt more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1. You see me drinking the green stuff on the podcast. By the way, people try and call me out that I don't drink the green stuff. There are multiple podcasts where if I'm home, I'm drinking the AG1. With AG1, you might need less coffee to power you through the day. For 91% of participants in a research study who drank AG1, that was the case. If there's one product I trust to support my whole body health, it's AG1. That's why I've partnered with them for so long, which we have partnered with them for quite some time. Starting your journey with AG1 is a win. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/dumb. That's drinkag1.com/dumb. Check it out. Good to see you boys again. I was excited to do the podcast. The last podcast, Crush, whether that's because of the title or not, I don't know. I think it's a mix of good title, great show. Yeah, nothing wrong with a little clickbait. You know what I mean? Yeah. By the way, we were at the UFC last night for the weigh-ins. You know Robbie Lawler, the UFC fighter?
Yeah.
Me and my dad got caught in this, like in the middle of like where we shouldn't have been, going out through the exit where like everybody was like, it was like all the behind stage guys. So like AG1, John Jones like walks right by us. My dad goes up to this Robbie Lawler. He goes, Robbie, let me ask you something. Are you definitely? He goes, are you definitely retired, or are you still thinking about coming back? And I'm like, Dad, what are you doing, man? Like, don't ask.
Did he get upset?
No, he's like, yeah, no, I'm officially retired. Like he's like,
I mean, he's not gonna. He shouldn't disrespect. Mr.
Yeah, it wasn't a. It was. I was like, Dad, why would you? But then Rogan's right there with us, so it's just like Rogan and my dad just standing.
Did you say hi to him?
Tremendous. That's
I
tremendous.
should have. I didn't.
A little picky your dad with Rogan. I know you did.
I tried to do, and it came out so blurry. It was just them two standing next to each other. And, bro, as much as Rogan's small,
he's jacked up. Rogan.
He is a fucking ox.
Yeah, he's jacked up.
Really?
Oh my God, you got to see this guy. But I'll tell you this. I got a lot of respect for New York growing up right by here. I say it all the time. I couldn't fathom living in the city. I could not fathom.
It's like a good time when you visit.
It's good to visit for a couple days, but then it's just, it never used to be this dirty. It never used to be like this.
In bad shape, man. I'm telling you, all these major cities, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, a lot of major cities are just in
shit.
LA too, yeah.
When we did Vancouver for your wedding, Joe, the hotel we stayed at that you had us at was one of the nicest.
Great hotel, D.
Beautiful hotel. But when we drove to like get to where we had to go, and like we made a couple turns through Vancouver.
Oh, there's a 4-block radius. It's one of the worst areas in Canada.
It was like just outdoor crack dens.
It's like Night of the Living Dead, man. It's not
wild.
good.
But
I you know what? I will say that in Vancouver, what they've done is they confined it to like a 4-block radius.
Right.
And outside of that, it's everything else is clean. They've kind of just put everything.
It's beautiful. It's again these big metropolis, cities. They just, you can't not have areas like that. It's just what it is. Even Chicago, I always said is like the clean New York, and it is. Like you walk through the streets of Chicago, it's not as congested, so inherently it's just not as crazy as that. But you still you see.
I like Boston. Boston's a clean
awesome.
town.
Boston's nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, I used to always love going to the city all the time. It was the greatest thing ever. And now that we go, I just feel like it's totally changed. Maybe I'm off. Maybe when I used to go there, kid, it was like that. But I feel like when I used to go there, it was never. And even my dad who worked there, he told me it was never as bad as
COVID fucked a lot of shit up, man.
Yeah.
It messed up a lot. That was when everything really took a spiral. But I mean, the nice thing about New York, I will say, is there's always something to do. So like if you're like Mikey and you have it at your disposal, like at least it's like it's there and you can enjoy it, but you're not like settled in it at all times. I think
I got the breezy lounge there.
I went last night. I checked in.
Did you
last
go?
night. Yeah.
Was it a little booming? Did they have the Jake Paul fight on or no?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't that busy. We were there way before. Wasn't that busy, but it's always cool to see. It's so crazy going in there. To be honest, we kind of forget that it's
your Herald Square.
Breezy Lounge. Yeah, listen. And if you want to talk about lounges, Bob, I got a lounge for you. Lounge season is officially upon us, and MeUndies, your favorite company that makes the most comfortable underwear in the world, also makes the coziest loungewear that's perfect for the holiday season, from lounge pants to hoodies, sweats, and onesies. MeUndies is here to remind you that it's never too early to start thinking about gift ideas. What could be better than the gift of comfort from MeUndies. They got styles for everyone, versatile loungewear, unmatched comfort, problem-free philosophy. Not happy with your first pair? It's on them. Kick off lounge season with MeUndies and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/dumb. Enter promo code DUMB. That's MeUndies.com/dumb. Code DUMB for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
Wow.
We really are dumb. We are very, very dumb.
Very much.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. But we're pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Jersey Jerry clip of Barstool hired Gruden? How they
Bro,
got
those clips are on the Gruden clips are 10 of 10. Every
it's
one.
the-
This is
but,
insane.
I mean, bro, that is the hire of a
Of the
fucking
century.
them watching the game, like just live streaming a game with John Gruden is like all those football stories that he's talking about and telling. Did you see the one, Joe, where they dug up the old tweet of Jersey Jerry?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Joe. It's Big
It's
Cat
so
goes
good.
on. We'll play. I think we could play the clip.
It's so good. So
What
yet-
did he say?
They're on the show, and Big Cat dug up an old clip of Jersey Jerry. Obviously, now Gruden works for Barstool, and it's a clip from like 2 or 3 years ago where Jerry's like, "I wish I could put the pads on and crack that crumb bum scum Gruden. I'd break his fucking back."
What did Gruden say?
He was great about it. He like jawed right back at him. He was so good about it.
I'm not trying to say that there's any locker room dissension here, but I wanted to read something that was written by someone in this room.
Okay. Someone on this show.
Someone on this show.
It wasn't me, so it has to be Jerry.
This is from September 19th, 2021. Let's see. The handle says Jersey Jerry.
Oh my God.
And he said, "I'd love to put the pads on and crack that John Gruden. Guy's a scum crumb bum. I'd break his back." What do we think about that?
When we went to Pittsburgh on a short week and shredded you guys, I was looking for you in the parking lot too, Jerry. I was going to kick your on the way to the airport.
I don't even know if that was me.
I mean, Jerry, we gotta put the pads on. You said, "I'd love to put the pads on and crack that John Gruden. Guy's a scum crumb bum. I'd break his back."
That sounds like you.
Yeah, we went down to Pittsburgh. It was your home opener. I saw you in the parking lot with all your weird friends.
What's the date of the tweet?
September 19th,
Yeah, that's
2021.
definitely-
Yeah.
Wow. Holy.
Great.
They were calling all the employees in, and Gruden was asking them all like random big time ball knowledge questions. They called in the security guard. That was the best one. Some 55-year-old security guard. He was a cop for 30 years. He just retired. And Gruden's like, "Let me ask you, man, if I'm putting you in cloud coverage, can you play cloud corner coverage, man? How are you going to do that for me?" And the guy had no answer whatsoever. It was just, it was so fucking good. I hope he's there tomorrow when I go stream. I'm praying that he's going to be there. That would be pretty cool.
You know what, Mikey? I
That'd be
would
great.
think for the first football Sunday,
I would
He probably
think he would
will be.
there.
that I forgot about that. That will be very enjoyable.
Send you
Holy
a picture of Mikey next to Gruden.
Got a lot of
Oh,
questions.
I'd like imagine Gruden gives like a breakdown of Mikey as a lineman. Like what is?
Oh, no. I'm in tight end shape right now. I could run a couple routes. I could ride that the XY spider banana, man.
They
I'm
asked him who he would rather have, like Drake May, they said, or Caleb Williams right now. And he said Drake May. He said
Yeah.
Drake May's gonna
Oh
be a
no!
that stuff. Mikey chopping up talking ball with John is gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah, well, he's not wrong, man. You know, Bears. I mean, I sold my tickets. I mean, that's the state of affairs. You know, that's the
My
state
game of the week for the sportsman is the Packers -5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great pick.
Are they home in
They're
Chicago?
in Chicago.
Soldier Field.
Okay. All right, let's go into our buy or sell of the week. What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you did not like? I'll start, if I may. I didn't want to give it up earlier. The Jake Paul undercard, as bad as the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was, the Jake Paul undercard was that Amanda Serrano fight was one of the greatest fights
I missed it.
Oh, Joe, it was
I
one.
heard the one girl got robbed.
Serrano got robbed. There's no
Serrano, yeah.
way she should have lost
Are
that
these
fight.
like now? Are these like high end fighters? And they're like are these like, or are they just like anybody that they just kind of
No,
No,
they're not like YouTubers. They're legitimate boxers.
Okay, that's
and
my
you know what's
question.
amazing, Joe? They don't. They had. I mean, granted, I think it might be shorter rounds. They don't stop throwing punches. They're in there for 10 rounds, whatever it is, and they were throwing punches the entire time. The Amanda Serrano fight was truly probably the best boxing fight I have ever seen in my life. It
Oh
was.
my god,
He had a cut above her eye that
I saw that.
I
She got
couldn't watch.
headbutted or something apparently.
She got screwed. So the other girl, this Taylor, she's an Irish girl, tough as nails. She got deducted a point. Serrano landed like 60 more punches. Her percentage was
The
higher.
boxing judges, and the same thing with UFC judges. It's just you know, some of these decisions are so questionable. It's really tough.
It's crazy. And then even when they go, like they have whatever announcers there gives their card of what they think that it is, or same thing with UFC, and it never matches. If you're betting and that thing goes to decision, look out, especially if
you
you
don't
got
know
a big
what you
favorite.
don't know what's gonna happen. You
No.
don't know. I've been screwed so many times, and it's amazing how that just continues to happen over and over again. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It happens in UFC too, in all
Of
honesty.
course.
If it
Yeah.
goes to if it goes to decision, like there's often times where you might think that you've won and then you start second guessing. Like it's just like, well, I guess I'm at the mercy of the judges. It's you never know.
That's why too, with UFC or boxing, getting the underdogs, it's such a good way to go because when you have these favorites, I don't understand these people who lay like minus 1,000 for certain guys because if you get cracked by just one punch, it just changes everything. And then if it goes to decision, you don't know which way it's going to go.
You remember the prime example of that, Bob, is probably the Ronda Rousey fight where she lost to
Holly Halston.
Rousey lost to
Holly Holm?
Holly Holmes.
Yeah.
Holly Holmes, yeah.
I think Ronda was like minus 1,200. She may have been more than that, and people were just pouring money on her because at the time people thought she was immortal, that she couldn't lose, and that was a bad night.
The one guy though who you can't bet against right now is Pereira, and I don't care how much it is.
Bo Nickel,
that guy,
Bo Nickel, you cannot bet against Bo Nickel right now.
Pereira looks like a fucking.
And I'm sorry, if you want to make money, I would think, and now obviously hindsight's going to be 20/20 if he loses, but I would think John Jones, even at minus 600 or 650, whatever he is, you can't bet against John Jones with Miocic. And Miocic is one of the best to ever do it, but I don't think you could do it.
The guy facing Bo Nickel, Joe, he's got that energy of, remember Venom Page where he just don't give a fuck, and I like those guys a lot.
Yeah, I like that.
So he came up on stage last night. He didn't give a fuck. He's a nut, which kind of makes me. But Bo Nickel is as good.
He hasn't lost a fight. No, what is he like?
But I will say they've kind of babied him in the way that they haven't given him a tough fight.
They're protecting him, but he's like,
he's a wrestler, no?
If Bo Nickel gets a hold of you, it's over. It's done. It's absolutely over. One of the best wrestlers of all time.
They say the best college wrestler that's ever walked the earth.
If he gets a hold of this guy will be lights out. It'll be lights out quick.
The last time I bet like one of those crazy favorites and lost, and I lost a good amount of money on it. Adesanya was like minus 700, 800 against Sean Strickland, and Strickland just outclassed
It was like he didn't even show up to the fight. He was just sitting there.
It was awful. It was so bad. I was almost like, I'll never lay that odds. Like if you get a minus 600, take that, like take Bo Nickel by submission, and then it'll get it at like minus 200. But it's so hard to bet those crazy bets. But I'm telling you, Joe, it is worth. If like you could see a replay of that Serrano fight, it's worth going back and just watching it. It's insane.
I gotta watch it. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, so
and
that's
everybody on Twitter was saying that she got robbed too. Like that,
it was crazy.
He was up in arms about it.
Her coach was kind of obnoxious about it. He was very clear about, but I get it. I get.
It's got to be annoying when you put in the training and all that stuff, and the person goes out and executes and then doesn't get rewarded. That's tough.
And then
it's like what you were doing for Panera for all those weeks, and you weren't getting the bag yet. Now you finally got your just.
I'll tell you, I was very happy to see him get
Me
that
too.
bag because
Me
he
too.
kind of
Me too.
manifested
Me
that.
too. It was
It
very
really
fun.
did.
Very fun.
You know, in life, you got to know what you want. You go out and get it, Michael. That's what
I-
it's something that you've done.
Tell
You've
you what
done
I-
that, Mikey.
Tell you what I want now is that coffee machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bob, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It really is. I feel like an adult now that I got a nice coffee machine in my house.
Gonna
I can have people over. I can offer them a post-dinner espresso cappuccino, like and a high-end one, you know?
Joe, I would love to ask your parents to talk to them and ask them about the upstairs downstairs one.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I'm not making that up. They got the better one is upstairs because they use it consistently, but they got their old machine they put downstairs. So if you're downstairs, like, in that outside area where like we have people sometimes and stuff, then you don't have to go all the way upstairs to make a coffee. You just
Yeah.
have one downstairs.
Yeah, I dig it.
After meeting Mr. DeMar, he's so smart, this guy, Joe's dad, but I could see him building his own espresso machine.
Yeah.
This guy's unbelievable. He's like a nuclear physicist. It's
And then
insane.
I could see him taking it apart just to build it back up again.
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some would say,
He's
yeah.
that right.
Quick sell before I head over to you guys. I had to buy, and then just a mini sell. The announcer was the most obnoxious in that card. He was way too much. I thought he was trying to make an analogy for everything. I thought he was way too much. Let's head over to Joey D. Buy or sell.
I'm gonna sell something. I'm gonna get probably ostracized for this. But I gotta stay true, and I gotta be honest. I it's just not for me. And I know a lot of people love this. A lot of people are obsessed with it, but not for me. And that's the Zins or whatever it is that you call. I tried one. Mikey, I was with you at the hole. I tried one of those 6 millimeter or 6 milligram ones.
Milligram. Well,
Milligram.
you should have never started with a 6 milligram.
Bob, let me tell you, man, this thing, it had me lightheaded. I felt like I was like, it wasn't like a normal, like when I'm on an edible, like, and I feel like in the clouds, like I felt loopy on this thing.
Yeah.
It really, it kind of fucked me up. I know I was drinking a little bit too, but I don't know. I was spitting the whole time. Honestly, maybe I need to like try it more, but I have no desire. And I know that some people are like die hard about it. I'm not saying it's not a good product. It's just not for me. I'm selling the Zinachino, whatever the fuck you call it.
The mistake was that you did a 6 milligram Zin the first time you've ever done that. That's insane.
That's a Joe move, though. That's him. Like his first edible was probably 20 milligrams. You know what I mean? Like he put one of those like Joey Diaz moon rocks. Like like that's a Joe move.
But have you tried one of those things, Bob? Have you tried? I know Jet tried one and he was like, yeah, I felt like a little loopy after doing one, but
the reason I haven't is I know I think I'll end up liking it, and I got an addictive person. I don't want to get it. I got enough vices going on. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Yeah,
Mikey, you don't mind them, no?
Yeah, the 3 mig, like the
Look.
cinnamon 3 mig is nice.
You want to talk vices?
I don't do them. You want to talk vices. man.
He's got it too.
Yeah.
The old Vice King.
Yeah, he got
I Vice Kings.
the Vice God, Mikey Vice.
Mikey Vice.
So nice, I had to Vice it twice.
That's got a nice ring to it.
But yeah, I get it. I people love it. I just don't do it because I just think I would end up liking it, and why do that?
Yeah.
But
So that's my sell. And again, it's not I'm not shitting on it. I'm not saying it's not a good product. It's just not for me, man. I tried it. I have no desire.
So Mikey, is the 6 milligram? Did he put multiple pouches in?
No, I did one.
I think he just did one. Some guy had them there, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll throw one in," and he threw one in. I guess, yeah. I mean, that's what it does. It's gonna make you, if you're not used to it, it's gonna make you, especially a 6 milligram. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Those breezies, because when the people come by, they're spending a lot of money and stuff, and they want to take a shot. You don't want to say no to. It's hard to say no to them. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, no, I don't want to do a shot.
You can't do a fireball shot with every group. There's like 40 groups.
You
30, 40 groups. It's insane.
Yeah, there's been ones where I've tried to, like, where I've said yes to every single person, and then you're at that tee box for like another 3 hours, and you're hammered, and then I got to speak after, and it can get out of control.
I mean, it's
That
a lot of
Gruden,
fun.
too. It's a it's that. I mean, that last breezy was one of the better breezes.
A
I've
separate
ever
buy would
had.
be Mikey as the MC. I thought he was tremendous.
Yeah, he really was. He was lights fucking out, man. He
Literally.
In more ways than one, Bob.
Yeah, I had already gotten in front of that joke. Yeah, I had already gotten in front of that joke. Is it my turn, Bob?
Yeah,
It's
can I
your
ask you,
turn, Mike.
a quick question, Mikey?
No.
My dad told me that you said on the podcast because we were cracking up. I don't remember you saying it because I would have cracked up.
Go ahead.
He said that you said that you heard us singing "Happy Birthday" to you when you were
Yeah,
sleeping at
sure
the
did.
table. You did. Oh, did you say that on the pod?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember you.
He
Yeah,
had to be so lights out to
I
not even move.
I just didn't give a shit at that point. I was like,
Oh, yeah. It was like me on the floor when Bob was banging me with the Mount Rushmore gut shot.
Stop.
oh yeah.
Sometimes
like
you
a
just
champ.
gotta. Sometimes it's just not worth. It's just not worth
No,
it.
you just leave it alone and just move
Yeah.
on.
That was from our gluttonous day where we couldn't stop eating. Just to even the score, Ticket got me eating a fucking ring pop.
Yeah.
How bad is that, dude?
You showed
How-
that last week, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you showed it.
That well, I didn't want it just to be, me showing that to everybody else.
Well, you
was in
banged
that
Jet
shit.
the worst. Jet got the
It's-
worst.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Well, you
He's
don't
not,
think
he's,
that
he's not eating now. He saw that and he's like on the air diet.
Oh,
Joe,
no.
he ordered Dairy Queen last night. He texted me.
What?
He's like, just ordered Dairy Queen. Fuck, I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, he must have relapsed because he said he was on the air diet.
Man, I'm trying. I get so hungry. Like last night, I was so hungry at night, and it's so hard to not eat at night.
When you're in New York or a place where you have anything at your disposal, that's the
true.
problem.
That's like me this weekend. I just chalk it up as a loss. Because
Oh, Mikey, wait till tomorrow.
We had a
Wait till you see how
reservation
much
last
food
night.
you're
We had a
gonna see.
reservation tonight, a reservation tomorrow night. So it's like,
But this is a vacation kind of for you,
Yeah.
Mikey.
it is.
Bob, tell him about the food at the headquarters that they have for the games. It's unbelievable. The spread
They
is.
do a nice spread.
Oh,
They did-
Mikey.
See, when I went last time, the new headquarters hadn't opened yet, and they still put out an insane spread. They put out like PF Chang's, they put out like Mexican. It was fucking nuts. I'm like, bro.
They did high-end Italian pizzas, subs. They had pastas. They had, oh my God, Raising Cane's every week because
Mikey,
they're sponsored.
You're gonna feel like shit by the time you're done. And again, it's your vacation. It's gonna be one of those weekends.
Oh yeah,
where
chalk it
you
up as an L. Big Cat orders candy for everybody and just
Yeah.
goes to town. It's wild.
He inspired me to.
Milkshakes.
Yeah, that's why on the Airbnbs I order. I got inspired from him the way he orders. That's
Yeah.
why I did like a candy order. Like he taught me a lot with that. Yeah. All right, Mikey V, buy or sell.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell, man. I'm gonna sell really hard, and this is not politically motivated whatsoever. But I have to sell this because I keep seeing it, and I'm just gonna start my sell by saying this: nobody gives a flying fuck. Let me repeat that: nobody gives a flying fuck. All these people that are threatening to leave the United States, that are threatening to leave social media platforms and have left social media platforms like X, I got news for you. Nobody gives a flying fuck if you leave the country or a social media platform. I don't understand what the popular, like these people are writing these like letters of like their life reflections and why it's so important that they have to announce to the world like they're this wrapped up in their own ego that they have to announce their departure from a social media page. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, a fucking moderate, a fucking libertarian. I don't care what you are. Nobody gives a flying fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Stop with the bullshit that you're going to leave and you're going to do that. Just go. Just get out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Bob. Nobody cares.
Joey D's got his hand up. Go ahead, Joey D.
There'd be a few people who cared if Mikey just evaporated off the social media scene.
But Joe,
I'll say that much.
I wouldn't
Say
have
that much,
the
Bob.
gall. I wouldn't have the gall to write a page-long letter as to why. First of all, if I left, it would probably be for a reason because something with my family, God forbid, or something happened where I couldn't. But I would never like write a letter that I'm leaving because some other guy became president that I don't agree with, which is fine. I get it. Like, not everybody's going to agree with every person that becomes president, but like, you stand in the country that you stand on. You're here for a reason. And these people, it's just, it just is such an egotistical, wrapped up, like, it just feels so filthy when people do this to me.
Let me tell you too, the grass
I think it's
grass
gross.
ain't always greener on the other side. Let me tell you
That's
that
right.
much.
That's right, Joe. You're right. You're right.
You know, to politics stuff, like even the election and all that stuff, and obviously it's so important, but like it brings out the absolute, it is a dirty, dirty game, man, and it just brings out the worst in people.
There's
And
a lot of division.
yeah, and there's just no, that's why we never get into it on the show. People
That's right.
always ask, well, you
That's right.
just
Golden
will
rule.
never-
People
Yeah.
get it enough. People get it enough from the mainstream media and the mainstream TV. We're not here to talk that, but you know, the mayor of New York, agree with him or not, the ladies of The View had him on, okay, and he like is a guy who's a Democrat, and he openly kind of agreed with some things that the new regime was talking about, and it put these girls' brains in a blender. Like, they couldn't comprehend that this guy wouldn't just denounce everything that was going on. And like, he's like, listen, he said something that stuck with me. This is the United States, not the divided states. And that's a very good quote. That's a very good quote. What is up with everybody wanting to just tear everybody in half? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Come together for once.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know,
Christ's sake.
I'll tell you, Mikey, I don't think it'll ever. I don't think it'll ever change. I think the most
I think
united.
we're fucked, man.
I think the most united the country has ever been
9/11.
is, as sad as it, after 9/11 was
9/11.
probably
I
the most.
agree.
Like, something good came out of that, as awful as it was. But at the end of it, it was the most united
correct.
that anybody's ever been.
And that, you know what? And it's a shame, like, you don't look at, you look back on that, like, if you have an operating, functioning brain, look back on that and say to yourself, well, what am I going to do? Are we going to wait until another tragedy of titanic proportions hits our country to decide to be good to our fellow man and woman in our country? Is that what we're going to wait for a fucking disaster like that again to say, you know what? I think I know what to prioritize and what's more important. We're going to wait for that. Like, look back and reflect a little bit and stop being so quick to just fucking post shit about how you're going to fucking, it's disgusting. I had to sell it, Bob. I had to sell it. I know we don't talk politics. I had to sell it.
There's
Sorry.
a lot of influencers that I saw that, like, you know, they steer one way or the other, and then they lose a ton of following, to where for us, business wise, I'm not willing to go and just lose all of these followers. Of course, I have my thoughts, but it just divides everybody. Not to say that people shouldn't have their thoughts or can't be outspoken. They can. But for us,
Right.
I just don't think it's worth it to ever jump
It's not.
into it. It's so
It's not worth
nasty.
it. It's not worth it.
You
But
know?
like, when you're putting yourself on this pedestal because you have a platform and you really have no 2 cents of any, you have no historical presence in the field of politics, but you want to take a position like that because you have a platform and put these things out there and say these things. I just think, like, you need to think, like, nobody really gives a fuck. Nobody
Well,
really
I
cares.
think the thing that really upsets me is like these celebrities that are getting paid millions of dollars
Oh,
to share who they're voting for. It's all a scam. It's all, you know, it's like, if Taylor Swift wants to vote for who she wants to vote, that's fine.
fine.
You should have the inner understanding and trueness to yourself to vote for who means, like, who's the right person for you, not because of who X,
Right.
Y, or Z is voting for. And now they're trying to use the influence of these people. But I'm sure both ends. I'm not just saying Democrats, Republicans, but it's just ridiculous. They're paying them millions of dollars to come out to help sway votes one way or another. Everybody's just got to vote for what seems to be right for you. And you know what? What's right for you might not be right for someone else, but you're voting for what's right for you, for your family, for your
And you
future,
know what,
and you
Dave?
shouldn't be ostracized for that one way or another.
What's good for the goose
Is always good for the
for the
gander.
gander. What's good for the goose is good for
You
the
know what?
gander.
We could use a few more ganders in this country. I tell you that
Yeah,
much.
that is true. That is absolutely true. I think I saw Beyonce got paid like $10 million.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
10 million bucks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. She's been in the hot seat a lot of late, which is interesting.
She's got to go back. She's all blonde now and stuff. She could go back to her roots.
Okay, all right, it's fair. Fair. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you.
She's doing country music,
The
Bob. What are we
Brilliantly
doing?
Dumb Show is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. Start your business, but start it the right way with Squarespace. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/dumb to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that's www.squarespace.com/dumb to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Whether you like the guy or not, I think I've been in the arena with you guys, each of you guys, when Trump comes out. He's coming to the UFC tonight because they have all the Secret Service here.
Whoa.
That entrance is gonna be
The place gonna erupt.
Oh my God,
That's
it's
wild.
gonna. The only thing that really, thing that's tough with it is then when you try and leave, you have to wait extra. It's so backed up.
They're
Leaving
gonna
it.
chopper him out, Bob.
What's that?
They're gonna chopper him out like when we were in Newark and they choppered him out.
Yeah.
With the
Did they-
helicopter
did they-
down.
did he really?
Yeah.
That's
They
crazy.
get rid of him as fast as they can.
Guy came up to me on the street yesterday, 3 guys, and they're like, "Hey, we work with the Secret Service. If you need help getting in, let me know." I was like, "No, with all due respect, you got the wrong guy, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get in just fine."
Now
You
Joe
know?
would have been like, "All right, tell me more about that. Here's my number."
Well, with that being said, I did give him my number.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
the right
did.
play.
I
That's the
did.
right play.
It was
That's
pretty
the right-
fucking cool. Secret
Yeah, no,
Service
that's
says to
definitely
you, "We'll
cool.
help you out."
What'd your dad say?
Oh, he was like, "Oh, that's pretty neat." Like that. Yeah. He was a nice guy. Gave him my number, and I doubt I'll call to get in, but that'd be pretty fucking cool. Watch they like hold up Donnie, and they're like, "Oh, Donald, just wait
Hey,
one
we got the
second."
cameo king coming through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is this person? Who is this person?
Yeah. Who was it that was a Big Cat? We were like, we said to him, like, "Would you ever go on Cameo?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Anybody's on Cameo, it's like the tail end of your career." And I'm just sitting there. I'm just
I mean, he said to
Damn,
me, he's
dude.
like, if I'm on Cameo, it means that I've failed in life and I'm done. I got
yeah,
nothing
and
left.
I'm sitting there just listening to this whole thing as they just put up a promo for a Cameo. It's just tough. All right, boys, let's head on into our top 5. Mikey V, Mikey Vice, why don't you tell the folks what they're going to be getting?
The old Vice is nice.
Yeah, today is going to be, we've done this one before, but never in draft format. So draft format always changes the whole complexity of the operation. We're going to do top 5 desserts, top 5 favorite desserts of all time, top 5 best desserts, whatever you want to call it. Bob won again. No surprise there. Bob can take whatever pick he wants. I don't remember second and third, I'll be honest. So Bob is going to have to help me there. I don't remember. Does anyone remember?
I think I came last.
Yeah, Mikey came second. Mikey came second.
Bob, are you taking the one pick?
I did. By the way, I did take a look into Joe's comedian. He was pretty funny.
Was
I
he?
watched the clip you sent.
Mikey clearly didn't.
No, didn't. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you were going to. That's kind of sad.
I'm gonna, Joe.
But D-Man, don't you think that rather than getting him 4, you could have got him whatever pick you wanted?
Maybe I could have taken one pick later, but it's not like I took him like at 2 or 1 or even 3. I mean, he was in the
Yeah.
bottom tier of my picks. He's he's very well known in Canada. Very funny guy. Mikey, please, you said you were going to watch.
Joe,
He's got a lot going on, Joe.
I will watch, Joe. I will watch. I will watch. I
before we
promise
even
I will
talk
watch. And I will text you after I watch. I promise.
Mikey, if Gruden's in that room, just promise me you'll get close to him. Just try and get close to him tomorrow. Has nothing to do
problem.
with what we're talking about, but I'd appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna take the first overall pick.
Of course you are. And I know what it's gonna be. I'll take 3, I guess. Joe, you got 2. Go ahead, Bob.
D-Man with 2. All right, first overall pick, ice cream for sure.
Oh, shit. Go ahead, Joe.
Got to get off the Schneid, Mikey. Got to get off the Schneid.
It's all good.
I'll
Go
go
ahead,
with cheesecake.
New York or Italian style?
Come on, Mikey.
I mean, they're two very distinct things.
The committee vetoes
it's
that.
cheese-
New York
Cheesecake.
style cheesecake and Italian style cheesecake. One is ricotta. It's like a lemony, and then the New York is obviously the cream cheese.
I think cheesecake stand.
Okay, cheesecake. Fine. Okay, my turn. I'm gonna go apple pie, and then I'm gonna go wrap around with cookies.
Cookies. What kind of cookies, Michael?
No,
Italian,
Apparently,
biscotti,
I don't have to do
biscotti
that.
or chocolate chip?
Apparently, I don't have to do that. I'm gonna
You
take
don't.
the whole
You don't. We're not gonna make you do
all
it.
the cookies, Oreos,
Yeah,
chocolate chip.
That's fine. You're not. I'm just saying how ridiculous that
Your
was.
turn. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Now, if Bob did ice cream, could I do ice cream sundae?
No.
All right, I asked. I asked. Jeez, this guy's on edge today, man. This guy is on absolute edge.
Let Mikey could say what he wants. This top 5 drought has bothered him, and if he tells you otherwise, fine.
We're approaching 4 months, Bob. We're approaching 4 months.
This man. I know him, and I can promise you that it absolutely does bother him.
Looks like the voiceless don't have much of a voice when it comes to the top 5s because this guy's not winning.
That's gonna cost.
And I love the voiceless. I love the voiceless.
Yeah. He loves the voiceless.
I am technically a voiceless. I'm a subscriber. I'm a brotherhood. You would say
You are a member of the brotherhood.
Yeah,
so
a member.
I support my friend. I'm gonna go with tiramisu.
I actually, by the way, was convincing Jet to come on. I said it was ridiculous that he doesn't support. So did he subscribe?
No, I don't think so. But Joe, I had a banana tiramisu last night. It was unbelievable.
I've never tried that.
I never had it either. That's why I ordered it. It was
that's a nice twist.
It was real nice.
Yeah, that's either going to be really good or really bad. So I'm happy it's really good for you, Michael.
Yeah. So Bob, I'll go tiramisu. It's your turn now. You got 2 coming back.
All right. Give me key lime pie and give me gelato.
You have ice cream already.
Yeah,
I think we got to put in
that's really a stretch there, Bob.
You're gonna tell me that ice cream is gelato?
If you said sorbet, I'd
allow
sorbet. Gelato and ice cream are the same thing.
So you know what?
Actually, you know what, Mikey? We should let him have it. It's going to be detrimental to his list.
Yeah, he's got it. Gelato, put it down.
Wait.
Gelato's pick.
Job. I'm fine with that. But what a shitty job by the committee there.
Great job by the committee.
That was terrible.
Sometimes you got to talk through things at the war table.
You didn't talk. That's the thing. You didn't
talk through it at the war table. Gelato it is.
You didn't talk through it at all. What a shitty job.
I think we should remove it. I mean, like
now we're going back. This is crazy.
I said that the first time, Bob. I never said that.
This is a horrible.
No,
what do we want?
Okay, you know what, Bob? I'm trying to be true to myself.
Well, I'll talk to your fellow committee member, Mikey
Vice. Listen, it's going to be detrimental to his list, but it's not. It's the same thing, Mikey. We can't allow him to take
no gelato. Go ahead, Bob. Pick again.
Now he's going to win again, but you know what? That's the committee being true.
Okay, I see. That's a better job. All right, so give me the key lime pie and give me sorbet.
Okay, sorbet. He's got sorbet.
Scum fucks.
I'll go with chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Fat fuck.
Yeah. If the fuck fits.
I'm gonna go crumb cake. Give me a crumb cake. I like that. Don't like crumb cake? People don't like crumb cake? You guys are so stupid.
And the drought continues.
You guys are so stupid, man. You really are. You
Talk about a torpedo pick.
Take a good long look in the mirror, both of you. You guys are both really fucking stupid. I got news for you. Really, really are.
Dude, did you have crumb cake?
Crumb cake.
Crumb cake's delicious, bro. I'm
sure it is.
Talking about,
I don't know about a top 5 dessert, but it is delicious.
Give me brownies.
Yeah, okay, good pick. Good pick.
He's back.
Good pick.
I'll take carrot cake.
Great cake.
Fuck.
It is a great cake.
D-Man's got something cooking.
A lot of cake, though. He's very heavy on the cake.
He's got very heavy
fucking cakes, this guy.
Bob's got gelato and sorbet.
Cake man. Joey cold cake.
Keep your lips off my list, dog.
Hey, you know what cake I missed, Bob? The crumb cake.
I hope everybody listening to this, even though I know 75% of the fucking people that vote for this don't even watch the show. But if you are listening,
Oh, that's
I want you
Sarah.
to hear what's going on. If you've ever enjoyed a piece of crumb cake, remember this moment. I want you to remember it because you're being belittled.
Crumb cake unite.
I want you to know that. Bob, your pick.
These are my final two.
Yeah, last two, Bobby.
All right, so give me churros.
Churros are good.
Yeah, I give me churros. Give me creme brulee.
I'll go with s'mores.
That's a great pick. It's a great fucking pick, D. That's great.
I'll take pastries as the last one. I mean, pastries gives me
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
D, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, there's so many different pastries. It's
Yeah.
so general.
I'm this part of the committee is vetoing that.
I don't think pastries. Michael, you asked me what kind of cheesecake I want.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna allow all pastries in the world.
Give me donuts. I'll take
Okay,
donuts.
I'll allow that.
It's a good
That's
pick,
fine.
man.
That's a good pick, too.
Yeah. That's it. That's all she wrote. Mikey V, let's read off these lists.
I've got ice cream, key lime pie, sorbet, churros, creme brulee. Joe has cheesecake, tiramisu, chocolate cake, carrot cake, s'mores cake.
No, s'mores isn't a cake. It's just s'mores.
I was joking. I got apple pie, cookies, crumb cake, brownies, and donuts. I tell you what, that's a good list. It's a good list.
Can I be honest, Mikey? If you replace the crumb cake, I think you have a
I
real.
think that if people think about crumb cake for just 1 second, if they think about a crumb cake, if you remember the last crumb cake you've had, if it's not dry, if it's a moist crumb cake, it's a tremendous cake.
He's doing everything he can to sell his list.
He's gonna go on the story and be like, crumb cake, brother.
Some guy tweeted at him the other day. He was like, it's unfortunate Mikey hasn't won in so long. And Mikey tweeted him back. He's like, actually, it is unfortunate because I'm teaching the youth new things.
Yes. I would like to broaden people's horizons. Comedian top five. If the comedian top five, if you give me 1 second, if you will, the comedian top five, like maybe some younger kids who did vote for Bob's list because Bob's list is much more, time.
I thought you had a good list on the comedians.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe they'll be like, who the fuck is Rodney Dangerfield? Maybe maybe they legitimately don't know. And if you watch his shit, it's hysterical. Anyway, crumb cake. Big crumb cake guy. Love a good crumb cake.
Enjoy the game, Michael.
Thank you, boy.
That could be something new. Mikey Vice is terrific. Have a blast. Please get by Gruden because I will be tuning in.
But
Mikey
they have
V.
assigned seating. It might be tougher than.
Yeah. They usually do.
I'm only talking to him in Gruden voice if I talk to him at all.
You know who's got the worst Gruden voice in the world, by the way?
Who?
Perez.
Mr. Perez.
Yeah.
Oh, he tries to do Gruden. He's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. He sounds like he's Jamaican doing.
Dude, you know what Perez does great? He did it in an episode recently about the sports. Perez does the funniest Tucker Carlson impression.
Oh, yeah, he does a good job.
That's Perez's wheelhouse.
That's
you
so
can
good.
see.
What the liberal media does not tell you. All right. It's so good. All right, that does another edition. Brilliant Show. We love you, folks. Subscribe. We're rolling. We love you. Bye.